Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. Well, should you buy the latest, the greatest, the most expensive firearm that is on the face of the planet if you are a new shooter, or should you buy a used one instead? That comes from a question from one of you viewers saying, hey Matt, could you illuminate us a little bit on the illusion that the firearm manufacturers make when it comes to buying new guns, and very expensive guns at that? Sure, let's talk about it, because he was doing it in the context of new shooters, new people coming into firearms for the very first time, whether you're getting into it just because you want to go out and plank, you want to go do some target shooting, maybe you want to get into competitive shooting sports like, three gun, like shooting sporting clays, or you're doing it for personal protection and safety. Okay, let's talk about it. The differences between a brand new one that costs, I'll throw out a figure of $2,000 versus something that you can buy for $200 or $300. I have no problem whatsoever buying a used firearm from a gun shop. No problem at all. I'm not one of those persons that chases the Gear of the Month club, that will buy something because the manufacturer tweaked one thing. Maybe they put a little bit of different finish on it, or they did a slight redesign there, and all the reviews out there saying, you have to get this brand new, uber spanking 2000 because it is the thing to have. Really? Come on. We are not fools. However, we do fall for marketing, right? It happens. I'll give you a perfect example. In the shooting sports, when it comes to shooting clay pigeons, especially trap, I love to shoot trap. Well, my best trap gun that I ever had was a single shot, break action, Charles Daly shotgun. $50 used. It had been used, it had been abused, and it was $50. I had $50. I bought it, I refinished it, I reblued it, I even put some gold inlay on it. I changed the bead on the sight, I refinished the stock, and that was my best trap shooting gun. And there were guys that would be on the line with guns that were $1,000, $2,000. I was perfectly happy, and I got perfectly acceptable scores with a $50 used shotgun. No problem whatsoever. When it comes to a pistol or something like that, am I afraid to buy used? No. Actually, it makes good financial sense to go ahead and let somebody else pay for the depreciation. Let's say that you've had your eyes on a really nice 1911 that is normally at your dealer $1,500, and then you go into your local gun shop and you see that gun that's selling for $1,500 and it's sitting there for $750. What am I going to buy? If I have the money, I'm going to buy the one that's $750, because chances are it hasn't had a whole lot of rounds through it. And also, when the gun dealer traded for it, he traded for it because it was in relatively good condition. He checked it over, he cleaned it, had his gunsmith look at it, make sure that everything about it was safe, that it safely functioned, everything else, put it back, onto, the rack, so to speak, or in the display case. Why not? Why not buy it? But a lot of people are skittish about it, all because of advertising, all because of marketing. We see this slick marketing campaigns that happen in the gun media, especially in the print media, where it's almost like you're never going to see a bad review on anything. On the internet, where there are people and they don't say bad things about anything, and on television you see the same thing. And the photography is pristine. It makes everything look, very desirable and everything else. Don't fall for that. because that happens with everything in life. It happens with a shirt. It happens with a pair of shoes. It happens with a car. Marketing is marketing is marketing. And one of the reasons that there's been so many guns sold in the country, especially in, say, the last 8 years or so, was because of one of the biggest marketing things ever that's the most effective, and that's fear. So let's talk about a used gun. Now, this is not a gun. This is a laser trainer. This is a CERT trainer, and there's no way that this fires anything except a laser. So let's say that you find the perfect gun. Now, this looks like a Glock, right? As an example, one time I found a used Glock, and one of the things that I liked about it, beside the price, was the fact that it had metal night sights already on it. So I went ahead and I bought it because I got a good deal. I didn't have to change out the sights. Life was good. And it still works and functions fine to this day. No failures. But you will, especially when you're new to this, you're going to have other expenses like holsters. Chances are you're going to go through several holsters before you find one that really works for you. You're going to be buying, what, magazines? If you're a 1911 person, you're going to, want more than one of these. If you are a Glock person or a Sig Sauer person, you're going to have extra magazines. They cost money. So if you can save money on the front end by buying something that's used and then use that to get magazines, use it to get ammo, or use it to buy training for yourself, it's a win-win, right? So don't feel bad because you can't go out and buy this $2,000 or $3,000 firearm that somebody's trying to sell you, because the thing is, folks, there's only so much money left at the end of the month. We all have expenses. We all have bills to pay. And unless you have $100 bills literally coming out of your pockets and you are very well off, you're not going to be buying those kinds of guns. It just doesn't happen. And that's why I look at the used stuff before I look at the new stuff. It is what it is. And there's nothing wrong. And besides, one other little fact, you could buy like a used 22 pump action rifle instead of, say, something new, because you find a deal on it. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $75 or $100. You could be holding a piece of history in your hand. You're holding memories in your hand of previous owners that went hunting with it, or somebody learned how to shoot the first time on it. Nothing wrong with that. If it works and it's accurate, it works for you, why not? Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. We don't have to always buy into hype and marketing because that's what they want us to do. So just kind of resist that. It's all good. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for asking the question. And until next time, every one of you, I appreciate you. Be safe out there and have a good one.